Assalamu alaikum. Nice to hear from you. So this is the second program, the second event of the day. We are honored to have some guests who joined us today for our open house. We have our MP Jafril and our Mayor Bennett who's here with us. We have Police Chief Mary Road, and we also have the Fire Chief Chris Sanger, and we also have Dr. Dwayne Russell, who actually did fundraising for the community that has raised over $110,000 for. The generous contribution to the crowdfund website following the burning of our masjid Al-Salam has deeply touched and moved our membership. More than $110,000 was raised within 30 hours. More money than was needed to restore the mosque, of course. On top of that, we had insurance to cover most of the damage that was done. With the concurrence of the campaign contributors, it's about 2,000 individuals and groups who contributed to that fundraising campaign. We decided to make immediate grants to support two charities that provide important services to vulnerable women and children in our community. We are donating $28,000 to 5 counties Children's Center, which is dedicated to supporting and enriching the independence of general quality of life for children and youth with physical, developmental, and communication needs. And we are also donating $28,500 to the YWCA Crossroads Shelter, which provides emergency shelter and support services for women and their children who are escaping abusive situations. The surplus is also used to create a permanent endowment through the Community Foundation of Greater Peterborough that will provide annual grants to the YWCA and the 5 Counties Children's Center Foundation. This endowment is $20,000. So a total of close to $80,000 is donated from KMRA to these 2 important organizations in our community. The endowment will be called the Kawartha Muslim Religious Association Fund for Women and Children. This is a legacy that will grow over time. The tragedy of the hate crime shocked and saddened our Muslim community, but the outpouring of support that followed encouraged all of us, not just the Muslims of Peterborough, but the whole of the Peterborough community. The perpetrators likely intended to create fear and division. However, we believe strongly that it has had the opposite effect for us and for the people of Peterborough. Something remarkable has happened here in Peterborough. Each time a gift is made to the Kawartha Muslim Religious Association Fund for Women and Children, and each grant is made to the YWCA and the 5 Counties Children's Center from the fund, will be a reminder that we are in the midst of special people who respect diversity and care about promoting tolerance and neighborliness and support others that are in need. We are here today to actually give the checks, the actual checks to the organizations. The representatives are here today. We have Lynn Zimmer from the Executive Director of YWCA of Peterborough Halliburton Crossroads Shelter, who will say a few words now.
Thank you so much. This gift is a wonderful example of how when a tragedy has struck and people have been terribly hurt and felt, your community must have felt so much at risk. And then people from Peterborough and around the world reached out and supported you. And now you're reaching back to other vulnerable people in the community, and you're creating a way to help women and children into the future. I think this is just such a beautiful gift of love. Thank you so much. We talk about our shelter service in terms of how many safe sleeps we can provide in a year. And it's something like 8,000. And every safe sleep represents a child or a mother who can fall asleep feeling relaxed, looking forward to the next day, not startled by noises, not afraid that their sleep will be disturbed. And this gift will immediately provide almost 800 more safe sleeps, and then every year more and more and more. Thank you so much.
We also have Adam White, Director of Five County Children's Center.
Sorry, I tripped on the chair on my way up. I want to begin by saying salam, and thank you and merci. Five Counties is an organization that I have been connected to for almost 38 years. And I have a bias, and I think there are a lot of wonderful organizations in Peterborough, but I really think we're a hidden gem. And I know YWCA does amazing work for people who need the services that you provide, and I think Five Counties does as well. So I would like to take a moment and explain what Five Counties does, and to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your contribution. So, the Prime Minister this morning, I think, began by saying, in one way we wish we didn't have to be here today, but in another way, look at what it's done to prove that hope wins over fear, that peace creates opportunities. And that's what Five Counties does as well. So 37 years ago, when I was 9 months old, my parents brought me to Five Counties to find out that I had been born with a disability. And I think in a lot of ways, for any parent that finds that out, it's a little bit like what you've gone through as well. There's that sadness, there's that fear, there's that moment of things won't be like they were before. But a place like Five Counties offers hope. The dedicated staff that work there work with families to give the kids a chance to become the very best they can be. And that's what's happened for me. And so today, I'm a teacher. And part of the reason I'm a teacher is because of the staff at Five Counties that gave me the chance to become the person I could be. And that's my story, but the story is happening for thousands of kids all over the Peterborough area every day. So your contribution and your ongoing gift will make sure that can happen for kids all over our community for years to come. Pardon me. This is one of the best gifts I think Five Counties has ever got, because it comes from a spot of peace and caring and love, and taking a moment that was awful and turning it into beautiful hope for the future. So thank you.
Now, Betty Morris, the chair of the Community Greater Family.
Thank you. I did have my high heels on, but I had to take them off. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Adara. The Community Foundation of Greater Peterborough is a relatively young organization. We've been in the community for about 6 years now, and our goal is to bring philanthropists together with causes that are in the community. Obviously, we have not been around as long as the YWCA or 5 counties, which are 2 amazing organizations that are going to certainly benefit from this legacy here. So we are very happy to be part of this venture to hold the balance of the funds from the fundraising that was created here, and we look forward to being able to provide grants on an annual basis to these organizations that are very supportive of women and children. So, and I just wanted to say what a wonderful opportunity it has been for me personally to be here this morning and enjoy what has happened here today. So thank you very much.
The person who spontaneously started out of his own interest to support the community is Dr. Dwayne Russell, who I don't have enough words to thank him because it's not just about the money, but I think the crowdfunding mobilized the whole community in Peterborough and has done a lot for our community, but for the whole of Peterborough. He's here today. He's,
have a lot to say. I'm absolutely honored to be here, honored to have met the Prime Minister, and I thank Kenton and the board for making that possible. I'm only standing here because the whole community can't stand here. There's not enough room for everybody to stand here. So I stand in place of the 2,000 plus donors who contributed to the fundraising initiative. Within less than 2 days, we raised $110,000. The message, I think, from the community was very clear. We wanted to thank members of this mosque for all of the community support that they've provided us, and for their everyday acts of courage. Thank you very much.
we have a small gift for him, token of appreciation for what he has done for our community. That's the main program, but we have, as I said, some of our community leaders here. If I would like to ask them to come and say a couple of words, if possible. I'll start with our MP, Jeffrey.
Slight adjustment. Well, thank you so much, and it's a great honor to be here with His Worship Mayor Darrell Bennett and community leaders from every aspect of what Peterborough has to offer. When I became aware of this horrific event that occurred a short time ago, I thought long and hard about it, and certainly it's not the Peterborough that I know so very well. A community of great values that has welcomed people from every corner of the world to come here to create new beginnings and new lives together to make what this community is all about, and often how we define Peterboroughians, Ontarians, and indeed Canadians. It was wonderful to be with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau this morning when he talked about love and dedication that always overcomes hate and fear, and something that we must remind ourselves each every day. It's not a question of whether you arrived here in 1825 with the Robinson settlers to build this community, or you arrived yesterday as our new Syrian communities will come here to make this mark here in Peterborough. I've had the opportunity over the years to come here for prayers on Friday. A great opportunity to come somewhere where there's peace and tranquility, where you can take the time to reflect on what's going on in the world. And it's great that this refurbishment and rebuilding has come together so quickly. So again, all the community can come together here Fridays for a peaceful meditation. And to all the other religious denominations here in Peterborough that came together to provide a temporary setting for our mosque during the time of rebuilding, I want to thank you for that. To all our community leaders that have made contributions, thank you again. So let's move forward together as we always do in Peterborough. This is a great community and we'll achieve our goals together. Thank you so very much.
His Worship, our Mayor Dorothen.
Well, as I walked, I should have put my high heels away.
You're supposed to take your high heels off, Darryl.
I do have them off, but I should have put them away. It was noted on the wall that there's a collage of quotes that were taken during the period of time that we were under some duress in this community. And once again, the community of Peterborough showed its strength. From diversity comes unity, and certainly that was loud and clear to all of us who were affected by this very tragic event. We have a resiliency in this community that is second to none. This country was founded by folks who understood what it took to make us what we are today. We've watched our Muslim community grow from 200 families to about 1,000 families, and our growing consideration for benefit to all of us in this community. And I look forward to the future now that we have this event in hand. What did you feel and what did the community feel as a unit the day that the fire occurred? There was anger, there was mistrust, there was people who were hurt and hurt deeply by an act, a heinous act of the nature that occurred here. It was an attack on all of us in many ways. We have risen above that, and we have shown what we are as a community and how special we can be when we work together. All of the people in authority in the community were a single voice in speaking out against what we saw as something that was completely away from what is acceptable to all of us. Doctor, thank you for taking the lead, thank you for taking the initiative, and thank you for continuing to build on this structure.
You're doing a great job as a technician there.
This is diversity. I just want to say regarding the city's support to what we're going through this whole thing. We actually prayed one of our prayer and our community meeting at the fire hall on Clonsing Avenue at the emergency center, and then they arranged it for us immediately. Like one afternoon we were in need, the other afternoon that night we had a place to pray, and this morning they told us that it was supposed to be arranged, the podium supposed to be here, and we were told that from the Prime Minister's office, there's no podium, there was some mishap, and you have to get something from somewhere, and this came from the city. So we are very thankful for the kind of personal support we have received both from His Worship and from the other councils in the city. I also want to thank the police department. because when this thing happened, one of the main concerns for the people of Peterborough, or the Muslims in Peterborough, not just actually residents of Peterborough, but some of our almost 300 students at Trent University who are Muslims. The concern was, what's next? Can we go out? I got even called from some Muslim parents. Can my kid go to school tomorrow? Because they were really scared of what can come up. So we are really encouraged by the police department reassurance that they were working on this issue very seriously, and that that made all our community safe and comfortable. Our the chief of police is here. If you can say a couple of words.
This is a routine now. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you. It's an honor to be in the Peace Synagogue in this very unifying opportunity to come together. We are still working on identifying the person responsible, and after the formality is over, we'll thank him for bringing us together. It truly has been an opportunity to unite and galvanize people around the rule of law, around democracy, around all the things that are decent and right in the community, and no person of any faith or any culture in any community should live in fear and be afraid of going to bed or locking up your church or your place of worship. So that's what we're all about for this community, for every member of our community, and we'll continue to be, and we'll work together with you, inshallah.
Thanks for.
I think we get a portable one.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you so much to everybody for joining us today. We, as I said, the tragedy was meant to divide us, but it has, I think, the opposite effect that has been said today a few times, including by our Prime Minister. We hope this will not. We hosted this open house with one objective is to, of course, share our deep gratitude to you for having supported us during the time when we were essentially homeless, going from place to pray. But also, we are hoping that this will sort of initiate a further dialogue with other faith groups and other community groups to work together on common goals. We have a lot of similarities and differences, and to focus on our similarities and the things that we can work together on. And so our board, the KMRA board, and our community as a whole is opening our mosque and our place of worship with the hope that you go around and ask, meet other Muslims, and I think meeting and interacting is the best way to learn about any people. And learn about Islam and about Muslims. But we hope in the future we'll have more of this type of open houses, open dialogues, and maybe social events. I know the city will help us with that as well. If we need a podium, we know where to get it. I also want to say that one of the things that happens out of this tragedy is that our congregation increased immediately. Because I think most people, most of even people now coming who are not coming, recognize its importance as a center, as a social center and a spiritual center. And our congregation has increased very quickly since we moved back. And as you know, there are over 30 Syrian families coming to Peterborough. On average, if you think of 5 people per family, that's 150 Muslims possibly coming. And also, because of that, with this mosque, which was very small for the existing population, it's definitely not enough anymore. So our next step is actually to expand the mosque and probably rebuild it And so that's the next project we work on. And we'll work with the other phase to support us in that as well. Thank you very much. And finally, I just want to say, please, there's some refreshments downstairs. Those of you who just came in, and join us. Thank you.